Hello everybody and welcome back. It's me, Milo, from I Think I'm a Nerd, and I'm back with the Worst Countdown to Halloween, the series where we play Steam's worst horror games. Right now, before we begin the second episode, I want to say that even though I complained a lot about Flightmare, my purpose is not to be an angry echo chamber. My reviews are my personal opinions, and if this game turns out to be a diamond in the rough, I will admit it. But anyways, that out of the way, welcome to the Worst Countdown to Halloween. Today, we will be talking about the fourth worst rated horror game on Steam, which from my research is County Hospital 2. Developed and published by LFR Games, this is their 7th game. None of their games have gotten popular, with on average getting a mere 4 reviews. However, if you remove the County Hospital franchise, it drops all the way down to 2.4 reviews. County Hospital 2 is a sequel to County Hospital, as you may have guessed, which also has several bad reviews. In total, County Hospital 2 has 10, with only 2 of them being positive. People say, pretty dreadful. Its one saving grace is it's not as bad as the first one, even though it does carry over a lot of the same sins, e.g. incredibly hard to find keys. It at least tries to add some variety with various escape sequences, but it ultimately will never rise up to even average. Avoid. Let's talk a little bit more about the game. County Hospital 2 is a game that takes place in a hospital, but luckily, you have a camera with night vision, and wait a minute, this is just fucking Outlast! Yeah, this game is pretty inspired by Outlast. There's no hiding that they saw the camera from that game and joined it for their own, and is also why I foreshadowed it in the last video. God damn, I'm good at this. With it being similar to Outlast, that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad though. Maybe they're just inspired by the game. Let's stop stalling and play it. Yeah. Played it, and I won't sugarcoat it. This game's really bad. To put it simply, it feels just like an Unreal Engine asset flip that took 6 days to make. It was published on October 3rd, and their previous game released on September 27th. They made it in less than a week, so it's no surprise it's as bad as it is. Let's go through all the big issues first. Problem 1. No settings options at all. My monitor size was wider than the game supported, but I couldn't change it, so whenever I had the camcorder, it just left a large gap on the right side of the screen. Problem number 2, short gameplay. This game took me 10 minutes to complete, and most of that time was because I got confused at this part because they spawned a shit ton of monsters and it didn't tell me where to go, which leads to problem 3, lack of direction. I didn't know where to go. I kind of just wandered around until I found something. In the beginning, they had these candles to show you where to go, but afterwards it was only these symbols, which although I understood what it meant for gas since it told me, it took me a while to understand what it meant for this window. And in the end, all I did was just wander until I saw these symbols. Problem 4, invisible walls. I get using closed doors to block off rooms, but why for the love of God is there an open room that I can't get into because of invisible walls? Just let me in. It's not that difficult. It's already fully designed and everything. I just need to add collision. It's already done! And finally, the last problem I'll bring up before showing you the game is number 5, Burger King foot lettuce. I mean, problem 5. It's $5. I spent $5 for 10 minutes of gameplay. Doing the math, that's 50 cents for 1 minute of gameplay. Just to compare, I spent $50 on the game Ready or Not, and I have 22 hours in the game. I still haven't completed it and still only spent 3.8 cents per minute. And that's not even my most played game. This was the most expensive game I bought for this series by far. The other 2 I paid for being around $1. I could rant for hours, but let's just start the game. You first open up to this screen where you have so many options. Wow, look at them. You can play, you can reset, or the options you guys should do and quit and just refund the game if you already bought it. Unfortunately, I clicked play. You spawn in front of a hospital the dev either made in 5 minutes or bought from the Epic Game Store, and you start walking around. There's a small blurb of text telling you your mission and also the controls, and you're now good to go. This is where you learn as well that you should just duct tape the camcorder to your face because you can't put it down and it will just make it easier to see. And it's not like there's any downsides because it has infinite battery. So if you're in Outlast knowing you can only use your camcorder sparingly since you'll run out of juice, is completely gone. After walking around the hospital, you'll find a door to the basement. You'll hear a phone, and if you go to the phone, it turns into a demon mask or something. I don't know what that means. Also, the lights turned red and this human spider thing killed me. But when I died and respawned, the thing that killed me disappeared. You then go to the fuse box and it tells you to find the missing fuse. It's found in this room and you'll put it in the fuse box, which turns on the lights for a solid 5 seconds before turning off again. It then allows you to obtain the key. Founded the key. I don't know why you couldn't just grab the key earlier, since turning on the electricity doesn't open a door or anything like that. It just prevents you from grabbing the key until you do. So you use the key and go upstairs. I don't think doors are supposed to open like that. You go upstairs where there's many things, including this man whose torso is gone because Thor crushed it with his hammer, which is pretty hype. I was anxiously waiting the Marvel X County Hospital crossover. There's also a bathroom where you will see a guy cosplaying as a bat or a goth girl. Then, in this room, there are more bat cosplayers. And also, this is where I learned these meat bags have physics. And I did play with them for a little bit. When you get done playing with their meat, you should go through the room and find a key on this desk. I also died again for some reason. You then burst through this door with such force you disintegrate it. And go up the fire escape, where you'll find this desk clipping into the stairs for some reason. From the fire escape, you go to the roof and re-enter the building through the roof bulkhead. Also, the architect of this building should be fired because of the lack of stairs to the bulkhead. That's probably an OSHA violation. Explore the new story where they have some very nice electroshock therapy chairs and biology. Nearby to this room, you'll find another large room with at the end of it being some very exposed gas pipelines. You release the gas and after a little the hospital catches on fire somehow. It also spawns like a billion enemies. It actually spawns just 4, but let me be hyperbolic. This next segment took me the longest. By that I mean like 3 minutes. And it's only because I didn't know where to go. I eventually saw this, but I thought it was an arrow, not a target, which I'll admit was my fault. But what wasn't my fault was when I went through the window, it didn't break. What you're supposed to do is bait the fall monsters out of the big room and juke them. You then go to the window and hope the game doesn't break and let you through. When you go through the window, you don't break the glass, you break the frame. You then jump to the ground from the second story and watch the hospital burn down faster than the $5 you spent on the game. And finally you leave. Make sure not to die on the way out like I almost did. And the game is completely done. There are no cutscenes, no frills, no credits, no nothing. Just says, play the first game. It's such a bad ending and a bitter, greedy way to end the game. I have been much harsher on this game. Harsher than I was on Flightmare. But I feel like that is because Flightmare's main and only problem is how dark it is. Most of the game was easy to understand. It was just so hard to get around because of how it was dark. Most importantly, that game was free. For Flightmare, it would be a short but sweet horror game if it was brighter. This game, however, is much worse. It would take a lot more to make it better, especially at this price. This is a 15-minute long $5 walking sim. It needs to be longer, more polished, there need to be more enemies, it needs hiding spots, it needs so much more. This game saw Outlast and wanted to be a clone of it, but the main reason it failed to be one, not even regarding the length, is because it doesn't have one of Outlast's key features, hiding. In this game, if you see an enemy, you have to run around them and it loses all the attention of waiting out an enemy, hoping they don't grab you. Even crazier to realize, this game is post-update. It used to be even shorter. According to the update logs, the update added minutes of gameplay. Wow, minutes! Maybe it made a 10-minute game into a 15-minute game. And also the update added more rooms, which I imagine means they allowed you to go into some of the rooms they blocked off with invisible walls. In conclusion, I do agree this game is worse than Flightmare. I believe this is a rushed game made for October to cash in on the Halloween horror craze. Unlike with Flightmare, I strongly recommend you do not buy this game. In fact, this is the first game on Steam I refunded because I wanted my money back for such a terrible experience. It's not my fault that the game is so short it can be completed within the refund window. But anyways, thank you so much for watching and see you for the third worst rated horror game. Until then, just don't set your hospital on fire. See you later, nerders. Oh no. Please, God, no. No.